For decades, this ship stood still, a forgotten giant in the heart of Philadelphia, but today, its story comes to an end. This is the final voyage of the SS United States, and soon it will rest beneath the waves forever. Since this is the last time many of us will see this ship, and I never had a chance to cover its history, so let's get into that with some quick facts. The design of the SS United States was so innovative that the details of her construction were kept top secret. She was the first passenger liner to be built almost entirely in the graving dock, safely out of the public eye. The SS United States was designed to be just wide enough so it could pass through the locks of the Panama Canal, with 2 feet of clearance on each side. 4 U.S. presidents sailed aboard the SS United States: Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John Kennedy, and Bill Clinton. 5 days before her maiden voyage in July 1952, the SS United States was open to the public at her berth in New York. Some 70,000 people turned out to see the dazzling new ship that day. That's more than a sellout crowd at Yankee Stadium. The line to go aboard stretched about 14 blocks. For her maiden voyage, the SS United States stocked 7,935 quarts of ice cream and a whopping 500 pounds of caviar. Every time I seen the ship, it always reminded me of the Titanic. I guess it's just a similar look, but did you know that this ship is actually 100 feet longer than the Titanic? And it can actually go faster in reverse than the Titanic can going forward. On every voyage, the SS United States carried an impressive roster of notable people. Famous passengers included were Marilyn Monroe, John Wayne, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, Salvodar Dali, and many more. There was also another famous passenger of sorts that sailed aboard the ship. That was the Mona Lisa. She traveled aboard the ship in 1963, going to a special exhibit in Washington, New York. She made it back home to the Louvre in remarkably good shape, though, for being a 406-year-old woman. On her maiden voyage, the SS United States shattered the transatlantic speed record in both directions. Amazingly, more than 70 years later, she still holds that record. She was built to be converted from luxury liner to troop transport in no time, in the event of war. The SS United States was able to carry 14,000 troops, more than 10,000 miles without refueling. Now that I shed some light on some history about this ship, let's get back into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed.
I know, I saw that.
A ship that would be so fast and so easily handled, she could outmaneuver anything afloat.
This is the most famous ship that didn't sink. We all know the Titanic and this spectacular maiden voyage catastrophe. This ship is famous precisely because she did her job.
Susan Gibbs, the executive director of the SS United States Conservancy, never sailed on this ship, but interest in the vessel's fate runs in her blood. Her grandfather, William Francis Gibbs, was the ship's designer.
How important is this to you?
This has become, well, certainly my grandfather was obsessed with the ship, and my children would say I am following in his footsteps.
Gibbs was a self-taught naval architect, a Harvard dropout with a single-minded devotion to his work.
As he was once asked, "Mr. Gibbs, do you love that ship more than your wife?" And Gibbs responded, "You're 1,000% correct." And his wife happened to be there and she didn't mind. She understood what the ship meant to him.
1 year after entering the war, United States gains in naval tonnage shatter all records.
During World War II, 3/4 of U.S. naval vessels built were designed by Gibbs's firm.
The prime requisites were speed, power, and passenger comfort.
After the war, Gibbs poured everything he knew into one ultimate ship.
I christen thee United States.
Larger, faster, and far safer than the Titanic, the vessel could accommodate 2,000 passengers in high style, though if war broke out, she could be converted to carry 14,000 troops. The design was so revolutionary, it was classified.
While censorship forbids revealing details of her lower hull construction, it is no secret that the new liner possesses structural strength and features for safety unknown in shipbuilding even a few short years ago.
On her very first Atlantic crossing in July 1952, she set the world speed record, 3 days, 10 hours, and 40 minutes. Her return time from England to New York remains unbeaten to this day.
On her return to New York City, nearly everyone seemed to turn out to see the sleek new ship glide into the harbor.
Imagine taking a structure the size of the Chrysler Building, turning it on its side, and pushing it through the Atlantic at 44 miles per hour. That's a heck of a lot of engineering. And on top of that, make it the most beautiful ship in the world.
Everything about the experience made passengers feel special, and yet no ship could compete with this.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is your captain. Welcome to the Jet Age.
Jet travel cut the journey to just over 6 hours, and so in 1969, the SS United States was mothballed.
That is the chafing dishes we should have in here.
In 1984, her fittings were auctioned off.
So it was a great opportunity. It was a little bit sad at the same time.
Very sad. But I thought to myself, if I and other collectors don't gather some of this material together and keep it, it'll just be scattered to the four winds.
Oh, this is the second time out. Try to get the names.
I'm trying to get that weave. I know you're trying to get it. There we go.
Did you want to go do lunch, Steve, or no? I can do lunch. Who wants some iced tea? I'll get the name. I'm glad you came. It's history.
Yeah, this is my mother's boarding pass from 1960.
Yeah. Cool rug to have from the ship.
Call, somebody passed away. Horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for sharing.